I would want my legacy to be that I'm the all-time greatest, that I won more bracelets than everybody else. It's about having the most bracelets, having the most final tables, stuff that you can measure, you know.
Phil Hellmuth invited Card Player TV to his VIP suite to discuss his quest to further his World Series of Poker records for most bracelets and most final tables. Hellmuth recently went deep in a $1,500 buy-in no-limit hold'em event, but fell short in 15th place.
Yeah, I handled myself pretty well after failing. I mean, we had 2,400 players in there. I kept thinking to myself, you know, the last 4 no limits you played, you final tabled the Bay 101, you final tabled the Tour Championship, and now you're here and you're deep in this thing. And I thought it might end up in first place, and I just played, you know, phenomenally well. You know, there's a concept that the public doesn't understand, and even some of the great players, most great players don't understand, or a lot of them don't understand, of never being all in. And it's something that I do better than anybody in the world. So in that tournament, I was all in maybe on level 6, maybe it was 7, somewhere in there, and I wasn't all in again until level 23. Busting out then, it hurt. It really hurt. But for some reason, it didn't bother me as much. I did moan for a second. They probably caught it on camera. I shook everybody's hand. I cried for a minute. But then it was done. It was like I handled myself better than I've ever handled myself, falling short like that. You know, and I try to say, hey, look, yeah, you fell short, but you have all the records, man. You have a wife you're crazy about after 20 years. How many people have that? You have 2 great kids that you love, and you've taken a lot of time out of my life to spend, out of the poker world to spend with them. I've been like a part-time poker player the last 6, 7 years. I put family first, and I've been blessed with money and fortune and fame and everything. And, you know, and I tried not to get too down about it. Tried to rather just look back and see if I could have done anything differently. I didn't feel like I could have done much differently. I was unlucky in some pots, and here I am again, right back close to the chip lead in the next no limit tournament with about 150 players left. I think I'm 20th. The blinds are small right now, and I have a lot of chips. I think the blinds will be 6 and 12. I have 80,000, so I'm sitting there with, you know, 65, 70 big blinds. Great position to be in. You know, I'm kind of letting my table dictate what I do a little bit more. Sometimes I'm playing, you know, too aggressively. I caught myself playing too aggressively at the Tour Championship. I came back the next day and played too tight. You know, and there's a mix in there where, you know, super tight's part of the plan, and sometimes when you're at a certain tables, you just have to play super tight for 3 or 4 hours. Nothing wrong with that. That's like treading water. If you pick up a hand or 2, you're going to go up. If you get unlucky, you might go down a little. But there are some tables where there's a lot of opportunities, and right now every single move's in play. You know, yesterday I raised it up with 2 8s. It came Jack 9 of diamonds and the 3 of clubs, and I checked, and the guy bet 3,000, and I called him. And the turn card was the 6 of clubs, and he moved all in for 10-5. I only had like 12,000 or something, or you know, it wasn't a lot. Maybe I had 13, but I think anyway in that range. So I decided to call him. Basically, I put my whole tournament on the line there, and you know, and he had the ace 5 of diamonds. I was right. He had a draw, and fortunately the 10 of clubs came on the river. But that's making, you know, a pretty phenomenal call for all my chips. I've made some phenomenal bluffs. I've slow played some hands to get max out of them. So I mean, you just have to. It's a mixed bag of all the tricks you have, all the tricks you've accumulated, and then you have to be able to reach into all those bags when you need it. You know, and so right now I seem to have all the bags open. You know, I seem to be in the zone, in the flow. So, you know, when you're that way, you just kind of sit back and, you know, make sure you have enough food, make sure you have enough water, keep your mind in the game, and make sure that you're paying attention to the players at the table. You know, one of these bags where I have some tricks is the reading ability. That's a huge thing. That's the difference between 11 bracelets and 2 bracelets, reading ability. So that's shining right now, and that's what's going to help me today.
Phil has had most of his success in no-limit hold'em tournaments, so we asked him if it would mean something for him to win a WSOP bracelet in another game.
Do I want to win one in another discipline? Yeah, I mean the Stud 8 or Better tournament, I played just great poker, and when we got down to 5 tables, there were some players at my table, and 4 tables, and 6 tables that were just horrible players. They were playing the game horrendously bad, and and I was just like, wow, what the heck? I mean, I know that when it comes to Stud 8 or Better, it's a simple game. I know that I feel like I'm not, in the top 20 in the world in that game, but I was playing like I was top 20 in the world, and it's just luck. It's a limit tournament, but you just keep playing phenomenally and put yourself in those positions to win, then eventually you're going to win. And so I felt like I could have won the Stud 8 or Better tournament the other day, and it was great. I mean, I just played great. No self-destruction, just played perfectly right till the end. Was so proud of my play. Finally lost with split aces, all my money, to a guy with pocket queens. And but that's okay. Look, I mean, I played phenomenally well. And what I couldn't believe is that I played 2 full days, didn't even make the money. Came right back into the no limit yesterday, and then played another 12 hours, 10 levels, or whatever it is, And now we're going back again today. But the day passed quickly. That's what happens to me. I played 10 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, and then win a bracelet. It just seems like I get deep. I'm just stuck in this fantastic zone, this fantastic position where I'm just playing great poker, doing everything right, and I've got control of the table and the players around me and my cards, and it just feels so good, and so it looks like I'm on that path, and I guess we'll see. Yeah, I've been a part-time poker player like 6-7 years, and now this year I decided to become full-time. I love poker. I didn't want to burn myself out. A lot of kids in their 20s are already burnt out. I'm not burnt out. I have a lot of passion. I have a lot of juice for the game, man. So now I've become a full-time poker player in 2010. I'm full-time. I'm back, baby. Now I'm a full-time player. I worked really hard on my game this year. I worked hard at all of my games. Stud 8 or Better, Pot Limit Omaha. Played a lot of hours. And I worked on my hold'em game too. I started talking with internet guys. What are you guys doing differently? Started talking with some of my friends, like a Brandon Cantu or Faraz Jaka. What are you guys doing differently? And so I'm just examining, turning things over, seeing what they're doing. Some of it I did in the past. Most of it, all of it almost, I did in the past at some points. Some stuff I got rid of, some I keep. And so I've worked really hard, and then all of a sudden the series comes in, and it's a chance to just test those series every day. Bang, 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 bang. And so you've worked hard to put yourself in this position, and now you're full-time, and now you're in the flow. And right now I'm just flowing, man. I'm just going along for the ride right now, and trying to pick up my 12th, 13th bracelets, and maybe make the final table in the main event. Maybe do something just crazy that they have to talk about for the next 10 years.
Phil looks fired up and ready to go again on the hunt for his 12th bracelet at this year's World Series of Poker. Thanks for watching this special interview. I'm Rebecca McAdam for Card Player TV.